Well, man, like, what's the biggest obstacle that you encountered, like when you were getting started, and what did you do to overcome that obstacle?
Okay, so there's a few obstacles. So, first obstacle, I guess first obstacle, well, when I think about the biggest obstacle, so biggest obstacle, getting people to join, right? Like that. That's a hard one, especially when you're just getting started. So, I mentioned my first 12 months, I didn't make any money, right? And then the next 4 years, I didn't make much money after that. And part of the reason why was I couldn't get people to join, so that was an obstacle. And I think that's an obstacle that anyone in any home business, they face that, like right off the bat. Like, how do you get people to join, right? So that's number one. And a lot of the overcoming of that comes from personal development. It comes from, learning how to give invitations in a good way. It comes from learning how to use the internet. For me, I was doing friends and family for the first few years. And, for me, just my experience.
You must have had a lot of friends and family to do that for 4 years.
No, I was just.
I ran out of them in a week.
I just had the same list. I just kept going through it and through it and through it with every company. And then I would, like, if you were my friend and you joined, I'd be like, all right, well, now give me your list, and then I'll work that list. And then I'd get a list from the next person, and then I'd work that list. It's crazy. But that only goes so far, right? So with the internet, what's cool about the internet, it's just unlimited. Like, you can generate however many leads you want to generate every day. And whether that's 5 or 100, you've got 5 or 10 new people to talk to every day on autopilot. That'll go a long way in overcoming that getting people to join part, So that was a big part, the mindset, or the skills, right? And the mindset, the personal development, the skills. That was a big challenge. The second challenge for me was when I finally started having success, we built a team here in my local area of 600 people, and my check was $1,200 a month. So I was like, wow, like, we have a team of 600 people, and now my check is $1,200 a month, which I was grateful for at the time. But it was like, that means I'm earning $2 per customer in my downline, So that was hard. That was a challenge, right? And I had several companies like that. For whatever reason, it took me a few to kind of figure out that, like, man, it would probably be easier to build an income if I was making more per customer. As a matter of fact, I kind of stumbled. I was in one company where I hit my first $7,000 in income, and my team was only about 70 or 80 people. And I didn't even know, like, it just happened on accident. And I was like, what the heck? Why is my income so big and my team is so small? And it was because this company that I was in, it was a nutritional company, and they were paying you more. Like, you got to tap into this bonus pool where you would get an override on the company revenue. And in essence, it was paying us about $60 to $80 residual income per person on a $60 product. So my amount per customer went way up, which meant my production could be way down and I could still make more money. So that was a big one. That was a big challenge. And then overcoming it, just, choosing opportunities that pay you more, or if you're in a network marketing company, market some sort of training platform that pays you more so you can build an income while you're, building your network marketing company. That was really key for me. And then the third challenge, I know you only asked for one, but I want to go the extra mile and give you 3. The third challenge was companies doing things that just jacked up my income. So, like, my first company that I hit that $1,200 a month, one day they decided, we were building a binary, which means left leg and a right leg. And one day they decided to take half of my downline and move them to another part of the company. So it dropped my $1,200 income down to $300 a month. That was like, wow, okay, that's a challenge. Then the next company I was in, we were selling this liquid vitamin, and the company owner said, hey, if you guys work really hard and qualify for this position, I think it was called executive vice president, we are going to give you, I think it was like triple or quadruple the residual income per customer for the rest of your life. So, but it had a deadline. So we were working really hard. I remember one of my team members, like he was borrowing money from his mom. He sold his car so he could buy product to qualify for this position. Don't recommend anyone do that, but that's what happened. And our upline was telling us, he's like, look, he's like, you can have triple the residual income for the rest of your life. You do whatever you got to do to qualify. If that means you buy product and put it in your bathroom under your sink, you do it. In fact, I think we just barely cleaned some of that old product out of my bathroom not too long ago, which is funny. But so this was the mindset. So everyone's like buying product, trying to qualify. We qualify, I kid you not, Alex, within like 2 months, a month, I'm driving to Salt Lake City. I get on a company conference call, and the company owner's like, hey, you know that triple the residual we told you guys about? Yeah, it turns out we're not going to be able to do that, so it's gone. And by the way, hope to see you at the next event. Have a great day. And like, I hung up the phone, and I was like, oh, like it literally, like I'd finally hit 3,000 was where I was at, 3,000 in income. And he did that, and my income went from 3,000 down to like, well, it was 1,500 of it was coming from this company. So I had 1,500 from that, 1,500 from a training system, but it literally dropped my income down to like $400 a month from 1,500. This was in the beginning stages, right? So that happened, right? And I mean, I've got more stories about this happening, like company owners doing things like my first six-figure income. So I hit my first six-figure income, $7,200 one month, $10,000 the next month. We had volume that was just going crazy. Like we had this thing that was growing out of control, 10,000, 20, 30, 100,000 volume, 130, 140, 150,000 in volume. I thought I was done, man. I was like, woohoo, like it's finally happening. And then the company owner, this is a nutritional company, the company owner said, hey, we decided that we're going to launch a sister company and we're going to sell a fuel additive in addition to our nutritional product, but it's going to be a different company with a different comp plan. And like literally when that happened, it just put the brakes on. Like it was like the Titanic, man. Like the ship just started sinking because everyone was so confused. And like I was trying to keep it together, like doing conference calls and like just doing everything that I could to keep people like, come on guys, just hang on. And my income just disappeared, you know? So I guess that would be the third challenge is, you know, finding a place you can be where you trust the people that you're working with and you know they're going to always do what's best for you. That's a challenge, you know? And so, you know, whoever's watching this, I would just encourage people to pay close attention to that. And sometimes it's hard, like, you know, like, I mean, how do you know? Like, how do you know if anyone's going to, if your leaders are going to ever do something like that? Like I guess track record, you can look at track record. You can talk to people who maybe know them, which are all good things to do. But after you've done that, at the end of the day, you just kind of got to go for it and see what happens, which you just kind of got to learn a lot of this stuff along the way, which is one of the reasons, you know, that, you know, you mentioned that I co-founded a company with my business partner, Mike Hobbs. I guess that would be that challenge. How we're kind of doing the best we can to solve that challenge is through creating our own company. And so, yeah. But there's tons of great companies out there with tons of great leadership. So not to say that, you know, there's only one or two. So anyway.
No, you're right. There are plenty of good businesses out there. Like that's why you're doing that academy, so you can teach people to do things the right way. Because if there was only one or two good companies, you'd be just going, hey, just join this one or two company. But
right, yeah, right.
Paul sure has been through some serious obstacles in his career and his journey on the home business life. And so I hope you're really, really enjoying this interview so far. Leave a comment down in the comments below on what you're really loving so far about this amazing interview. Now, what you need to do is underneath this video, there's a link to go to part 3 of this interview I do with Paul Hutchings, and he goes into on how he's been able to create an amazing following, being able to speak on stage in front of thousands of people, being an expert communicator, and be able to like build his cult-like following that he's got going on. So I look forward to seeing you on the next part of this amazing interview. See you there.